Hi dear students, welcome back to computer science class. We have already started learning Python, and in our previous session we have seen the basic aspects related to development of Python programming language as well as features of Python programming, right, or Python programming language. You know what actually Python programming language features are, right? It is simple, easy to learn, object oriented, then open source, right? These are some of the features of Python programming language, and in today's session we have another very important topic for discussion, and it's all about advantages of Python programming language. And we can say, definitely we can say what these advantages make Python programming language the most commonly used, the most popular, the most simple language ever. Okay, so let's move on to the topic. The first, we have 8 specific points. The first, platform independent. Python is platform independent. It has readability, it's object oriented programming language, it has higher productivity, less learning time, GUI programming, graphical user interface programming, ample availability of library, and syntax highlighting. And these are 8 specific advantages, 8 specific points. Let's discuss one by one. The first, platform independent. You know what actually platform is? Platform means operating system. We can think of operating system, or it can be another kind of software where we are working with, right? Simply we can say what platform means operating system. So Python programs work on every platform in the same way, okay, in the same manner. So it is, we can say what, platform independent. It works same in every platform. Platforms like Windows, Unix or Linux or Mac OS, okay, which all types of platforms, okay, yes, it works same. So we can say it run across Windows, Linux or Unix, Mac OS, etc., OS X, etc., in the same manner, okay, yes. So we can say what, it is platform independent. Yeah. Then readability. As the language use simple, clear and concise. As the language is what, which uses simple, clear and concise and English-like instructions. We can say it offers greater level of readability even to non-programmers as well. Okay, of course to programmers it will be very easy because they learn things, okay, but even to non-programmers it will be what, very easy for them to learn, at least to learn. Okay, everything start from learning, right? So it will be very easy for them to learn, means them to read, not to learn, okay, to read. For non-programmers it will be very easy for them to read. After that they can start learning, of course, okay, yes. So it uses simple, of course, we use simple syntax, simple English commands, English words, okay. Then it's clear, of course, we do straight, okay, we do things straight, yeah. Then concise, okay, concise and precise, yeah. Then English like instructions. Normally what we use English, okay, right, print, input, we have a lot of keywords available, if, else, okay, there are a number of keywords, while, for, okay, yes, these are some of the most commonly used English words in our daily life as well. So here also we are using the same, so it will be very what, easy, okay, easy for us to read, okay. I've already told you everything starts with reading, yes. So it consists of English like instructions, okay. So it offers readability, greater level of readability. Then it's an object oriented language. Actually I've told you in our previous session there are 2 types of languages, procedure oriented language and object oriented language. In procedure oriented language, as the name suggests, it gives importance to procedure, okay. It gives primary focus to what, procedure, the way of doing things. Actually there are 2 components, one is the procedure, other one is the data, okay. In procedure oriented, importance is given to the procedure, but in object oriented, what, the importance is given to the data or to the object, okay. In real time, just think of to which entity we are giving importance, to procedure or to data. Of course to data, right, because we do what, perform any operations on data, because we are manipulating data, so primary focus should be on data, okay. And instructions or what, procedures or operations are just for what, acting upon the data. We can have several procedures, we can have number of operations, right, different operations. I do follow one kind of operation, you may be following another kind, meaning on the same data, so it's not of importance, okay. So in real time we do give importance to data, and what operations are just to perform what we need on the data, right, yes. So it's an object oriented language. It means okay, we have seen it is interactive. Of course it is interactive at the time of coding and at the time, even at the time of execution, it's interactive, okay. Then interpreted language, you know what interpreted is? The Python source code is directly what, executed without even converting to machine, right? or we can say what, it's directly converted to machine and getting executed. Okay, there won't be any intermediate stage as in the case of a compiler. Compiler converts source code into machine code, then that machine code is getting executed. Okay, there is an intermediate level stage. That's what machine code is. It's called object code. But here in Python programming, we use interpreter. Okay, there is Python interpreter, so there won't be any intermediate stage. It is directly executed, getting executed. Okay, yes. So yeah, of course, it's an object-oriented programming language. So as it is an object-oriented programming language, it gives that what maximum efficiency and effectiveness in programming. Okay, yes. Then higher productivity. Why it offers higher productivity? Because the language itself is simple, so we can code it very easily. So it's flexible. Okay, yeah, simple language with small code and extensive library. Yes, as I've told you, extensive library, huge library is available with Python programming. Standard library support is with Python programming. So we have to code very little. Okay, we have to code, we have to work on things very little, because most of the things are available. We are just making use of them for our purpose, for what we want to do. Okay, yes. So simple language with small codes, lesser number of codes are required here to solve any problem. Okay, yes, compared to other programming languages like C, C++, Java. Okay, yes. Plus we have extensive library support of extensive libraries also here in Python. Okay, yes. Then learning, less learning time, because it is simple, shorter code and less time to understand the code. Okay, it is simple, of course the language itself is simple. Then shorter code in the sense almost all the things are defined, we are just using it. Okay, just by understanding what it does, you must have an idea. Okay, at the time of using one code, one block of code or one function, you must have an idea about what it does, then only you can use it, right? So but okay, actually in some other cases we can say we can compare with C++, right? In C++, suppose we are defining a function, it consists of 5 or 6 lines. Okay, 5 or 6 lines. But here in Python we can work with it using single line. Okay, we can save 9 lines, right? That's the advantage. It uses lesser number of codes, and it is very easy to understand. Of course, when the length of coding decreases, it will be very easy for execution as well as understanding. Okay, yes. Then GUI programming, graphical user interface programming. It will be very easy here with Python, created and ported to many Windows systems. Okay, like Windows MFC. MFC stands for Microsoft Foundation Class Library. MFC. Here the point is it offers GUI programming. Okay, GUI programming in the sense graphical user interface programming. So using Python, it will be very easy for us to program GUIs. Okay, graphical user interfaces, the interfaces. Okay, yes. Visible part of the software, of course, yes. Then the 7th one is ample availability of library. You know what actually libraries? We know this is one of the most important features of Python programming language, the availability of such a huge library, such a vast library. Okay, that makes programming easy. That makes programming faster, right? So it provides large standard library to solve tasks. Meaning, when we compare it to some other programming language, okay, we can compare C++ and Python. Okay, you'll get it. Yeah. So in C++, suppose we need 10-15 lines for a function, okay, to code a function. But here in Python, that function, what we have done using C++ with 15 lines of code will be available here in Python as a single line of code. We can use it, okay, meaning the function may be available there in Python. So the function for performing that task will be available in Python standard library. So it will be very easy for us. We don't have to code it again, right? We don't have to code too much. 15 lines of code is not required here. Even using one line of code, we can execute it. Okay, we can complete our task. Yes, that's the use of ample availability of libraries. Hope you get it. Yeah. Then syntax highlighting. It's another very important, very convenient feature for us as a programmer, right? Because it distinguishes input, output as well as error messages in different colors. You can see input in one color, output in another color, and error messages in some other color. Because what makes it? It will be looking like somewhat very cool, right? So it will be very easy for us to read, easy for us to identify, easy for us to understand. It makes it readable, right? It makes it user friendly. Of course, programmer friendly as well. Yeah. So that is what syntax highlighting is. It is one of the coolest feature, of course. Okay, as a programmer, we won't be getting tired of looking the same stuff. Okay, same boring stuff again and again, because we could see some colors. Okay, yes. So these are the features. Okay, let's have a quick revision. Platform independent, it works same in every platform. Okay, Linux, Windows, Mac OS, whichever platform you're using. Then readability, it offers high-end readability because it uses simple, clear and concise and English-like instructions. Then object-oriented language, it's interactive, interpreted and object-oriented programming language. Then higher productivity, it uses simple language, of course, and lesser number of lines of code, and having extensive support of extensive library, huge library. Then less learning time, it's simple and shorter lines of code and less time to understand the code. Then GUI programming, it can be codes can be created and ported to any platform. Okay, yes. So in GUI programming, it will be very easy. Okay, most commonly used, of course. And ample availability of library, it means availability of huge library, such a very vast library. So programming makes easy. Okay, programming is easy and flexible. Then syntax highlighting, input, output and messages can be seen in different colors. That makes the programming easy, understandable and readable, of course. Okay, now we have installing Python. It's about installing Python. Okay, just before start coding, we must install Python language, Python software, right? Yes, in our machine. So how to install it? That's we have steps to be followed. Okay, yes, it's very simple. Actually, we know Python is an open source object-oriented language, of course, an open source language, open source programming language. So the development is very fast. Okay, the releasing of versions is very fast, of course. So actually, it has started in 1991 with Python 1.0. That's the first version they've released. Okay, Python 1.0. But now we are using for our purpose, academic purpose, we are using Python 3.6.5. You can see the difference in the versions, right? Okay, even higher version is available nowadays. Okay, yes. Then how can you install it? Just go to www.python.org/downloads. Okay, you can go to the URL and you can easily download it and you can install it. Okay, whichever platform you're using, Microsoft, Linux or Unix based, or Mac OS. Okay, whichever platform you're using, you can easily download and install the software. Okay, software in your platform, in your operating system. Okay, so just before heading to the implementation, from our coming class onwards, we'll try implementing the concept. Okay, next topic is interacting with the GUI. So using the GUI or using a Python software, we are just starting coding. Okay, we will start coding. So just before coding, you must install it. It's common sense. Yeah, so just go for installing the software. Okay, yes, just go to the URL and download it, install it. Okay, that's it. It's very easy process. Okay, hope you get it. Yeah, so this is all about advantages of Python and installing Python. Okay, so please don't forget to install Python, okay, in your machine, because we go start implementing Python code. Okay, Python coding. So it will be very easy. Of course, you're eagerly waiting for that, I know. Okay, yes, we'll do it at the earliest, at the very earliest. Okay, yes. So this is all for the timing, just to go through all these topics, because a clear understanding of advantages of Python and features of Python will definitely help you in having a good programmer, of course, both in theory as well as practical. Okay, coding as well as theory part. Okay, yes, so it's very important. So just go through all these topics in detail. Okay, so this is all for the time being. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you in the coming video.